read deeply into it.
That's kind of the big question mark that people are starting to try to dig into now. Is like, you know.
But forget PS4 versus Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, just if it comes to light that PC version and you just got that new video card is like super optimized,
I would probably get it on the PC.
Right.
Like,
so,
fucking what?
Like, I feel like I've seen more and more people recently saying they're canceling their pre-orders now that they've really sat down and looked at the launch lineups, and they're just going like, what would I get for this thing?
Sure.
Killzone.
Yeah. I've seen that for about the PS4 3 or 4 times in the last week.
Dead Rising.
Forza.
Forza.
I feel like Xbox got a little bit better of a leg up on exclusives, mainly because of Dead Rising and Forza, but barely.
Both of
those machines, just like the biggest games on those machines. If you have, and again, plenty of people don't have great PCs, and
exactly,
then, and then the console is fine.
That's always been, but if you really think about it, that's always been the market for consoles, is for people who are not interested in the hassle of a PC.
Yeah.
We've just run into the situation where PCs are far less of a hassle than they used to be.
So but also the ports are way better.
PC ports are way better.
I feel like it's a multi-tiered thing. It's.
But who's to say that ports will stay good?
Yeah. Well, the architecture.
Yeah, I think
it's conjecture, but
the platform.
Sure, we don't know.
Yeah.
Ultimately, there's no reason why we shouldn't get a nice 60 frames plus version of Watch Dogs on the PC. For people that are willing to make that investment in something that will cost, probably like as much as both consoles combined at this point, right? If you really want to do that right,
from the ground up,
yeah.
I mean, if you didn't have anything, including
that's
like a monitor and stuff, but if you're just going to hook it up to the TV, then it's
yeah. I mean, if you need something that just does 1080 and maybe ultimately maybe that becomes Valve's true opportunity. Is if they can get machines out that are, or someone can get machines out that are not that much more expensive than a current console, and say, hey man, fuck it, we'll let you run what you want, and it'll run way fucking better. These guys are assholes.
Also, the guys that
make to 2. Like if that's their pitch, then maybe that starts to actually become compelling to a wider audience.
Yeah. Also, the guys who make the thing that runs on this will sell you all the hot games for $5 a piece, like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Get out there and tell that story.
The other thing with the PC version of Watch Dogs is, at some point you'll be able to. Well, I shouldn't assume, but
at some point you'll be able to experience the joy of Uplay as it's natively intended to exist, as opposed to these limited console experiences where they only steal your email address and send you emails.
I wonder if Uplay will even be around.
Yeah. They've already
confirmed.
Didn't they just announce that there's like a full new version of the Uplay client coming with the stuff?
Fantastic.
I know.
Now I can spend those Splinter Cell points
on Watch Dogs butts.
I mean, you're totally. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you just have options on the PC, right? Like, hey, turn this occlusion off. Like, do you want to get the frame rate, try and get up?
Yeah.
Users will go out there and be like, just fucking go into this INI file and turn this off. They fucked up. It's a bad port or something like that. That you will never get on the console end of it.
Yeah.
You're totally right that it has always been that way, that, new consoles are totally valuable if you don't already have the machine to play games on. But I feel like there are all these factors this time that makes it different.
You're right.
Like you said.
You're right. The ports are better.
The PC has become
that is a huge difference.
Way less of a hassle. The ports are way better.
Controller support is way more universal across PC games now.
Also, for me, more than anything, it's just that last generation stretched on so fucking long that I know more and more people that, like, 3 years ago I would have looked at that person and been like, that guy is a console guy. He will never go within 10 yards of the PC, and they've all, like, built them since then.
Right.
Because they got sick of waiting.
Yeah.
Like, they just saw how cheap the games were and how much better they looked.
So maybe that'll end up,
I'm finally
who knows what kind of factor, because those are also the people that would be your early adopters, and those are also your people that would be more inclined to own multiple machines and go like, well, I want to play something like Forza, I want to play something like Killzone, and this is going to be the way I'm going to play it. So maybe I don't think it necessarily has a huge impact on consoles this time out, or at least not immediately. Maybe that could be something, because whatever, that gap will continue to widen. Those boxes are going to come out and be static for 5 to 10 years, and meanwhile the PC will keep marching forward. And as long as the ports keep getting better, and as long as the muscle is applied in meaningful ways in those ports, that gap's only going to get wider.
Yeah.
But some people want the ecosystem. Some people want the console experience. And the exclusives that are developed specifically for those consoles are, going to continue to be unique and great. And when it comes to, like, my multiplayer shooters of choice, when it comes to, like if I'm going to play Call of Duty or if I'm going to play Titanfall, I want to play those on Game Pass.
So I don't want to play them on the PC because then I'll be playing as people that are aiming far more accurately, and I will have to respond in kind by using a mouse and keyboard. And that's just not how I play those specific types of shooters. Sure. So I will never play those games, or not never, but I will never prefer to play those games on PC.
Yeah, I should clarify or frame my argument in a launch context specifically.
Yeah,
like a year from now, this discussion is irrelevant. It's more of the day one experience of
right,
keeping your pre-order and then having to figure out what game to get with it. And kind of coming up short, 6 months, not even a year, 6 months from now, you'll have plenty of options.
Yeah.
Infamous and stuff like that will be coming out, and it's like, all right, there's great exclusive games now.
Right.
But in this first couple month window before 2014, it's like...
I look at stuff like, I think like the two games I'm looking forward to, kind of period, end of year, are Watch Dogs and Need for Speed. I think about Need for Speed, and I think about the last Need for Speed and how it was on across multiple platforms last time. Like the PC version had a few issues visually that they ironed out the performance end of it. The server stuff was up and down and kind of broken, and it kind of still was last time I checked. But the real problem was that it just had voice chat all the time, and every time I connected, it was just like 9 Russians shouting. And it was a shit experience as a result. So, I ended up playing, even though the frame rate is worse and the game doesn't look nearly as good, I ended up continuing to play it on the 360 because I just didn't run into... It just ended up being a negative experience for that stuff. They had issues with muting voice chat PC as well, so that, exacerbated the problem. I'm not just sitting here saying, I don't want to hear no non-American. But, yeah, they couldn't handle the services end of that game, and that ended up getting in the way. So, yeah, I don't know. I think some of that stuff will be a toss-up, but yeah, totally. It's graphically, you probably want a PC, right?
I don't know. The other thing that'll keep me maybe on a console will be something like Watch Dogs, where my friends play.
Right. Yeah. But think about something like Battlefield. You're intending to play Battlefield with your family, console owners.
Yeah.
The PC version of Battlefield has gamepad support. But think about how horrible of a time you would have being the 4 people using gamepads in a PC multiplayer match of Battlefield.
Well, it's not even everybody who's playing could use a mouse and keyboard. It's more of the people I'm playing with, it would be much easier to have a system that just plays Battlefield,
right,
without having to worry about video cards, drivers, updates, crashing.
I think that's whatever, console games crash too these days. But
yeah, but
turn it off and back on, and it just works.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be crashing.
It's not. Hopefully it's not because you saw a bunch of download links when you were looking for questionable material on the internet, and
who would do that?
Dad, just get a different PC. Just get another
Burn that
PC
one
for that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that there are plenty of consumers out there that value or don't even know necessarily the difference, and that value that kind of closed system. Just show me what I got to hook up to my fucking TV and let me put the disc in and go.
Yeah, I didn't know about that Watch Dogs stuff. Maybe it can't run a good 60.
Yeah,
maybe that's just not there yet. But boy,
with the amount of money they're charging for the high-end graphics cards these days, if it can't run an open world game like Watch Dogs at 60 with everything turned on, something else is real wrong. It's a good-looking game, but let's not go too crazy here, right?
I guess. But then, the immediate thing would be like, hey, Brad, if you got that game on PC, and then Jeff, you were like, oh, yeah, I'll probably get it on PC. Then, I'm going to probably play it on PC just because any of that open world stuff with the persistence and the multiplayer stuff.
I'm playing on an iPad sitting behind you and baiting your game.
Yeah, I don't know. Drew, do you have any of those consoles pre-ordered?
Nope.
Are you thinking about getting in? Or are you going to wait a little while?
I'm going to wait. Wait and see approach. Plus, there's not a lot that I'm itching to play. I'm going to see all of them just because of where I work.
Yeah.
All the games. And then if, I decide I want to jump further into one, then they might be around.
When's Titanfall?
Next year.
Spring, probably.
And when is Destiny?
Probably around that same time.
That's one that I would get a console for. I hope.
And Destiny, has that been announced for exclusivity, timed or otherwise?
There's extra PS4 content.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's it.
But it's across both consoles, but they're still being coy about any potential PC support, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the case.
And what's Titanfall's deal?
It'll
be on 360.
PC.
It'll be on PC
Come play with me.
And Xbox One.
and Xbox One.
Okay.
Forever is ambiguous. And that'll be one of those things that, you know, when it makes sense for them from a business perspective to look at bringing it elsewhere, would they bring Titanfall 1, or will they be so deep into Titanfall 2 that they just bring that?
Is Microsoft publishing anything of Titanfall, or are they just...
No, EA's publishing.
Okay, so they really don't have any control over the brand,
Yeah.
other than signing a contract.
Yep. Yeah. And to hear, like, you know, I'm sure that there's some co-marketing money involved, because there almost always is, but, you know, to hear them tell it, they wanted to focus on kind of one platform, one architecture, and to kind of go from there when they started developing that game, because they were kind of starting a studio and building a bunch of new stuff.
Sure.
I don't know.
No.
You know,
What do I know?
the veracity of that. Hey, probably. Maybe. Speaking of Microsoft, looks like that they are at least, I mean, obviously they would be, they are investigating some of that cloud streaming stuff.
What does that mean? Shutting it
that
down?
Gaikai style. Yeah, shutting down the cloud. Done with it. Lame. Like,
We looked at your petitions and all right, we're gonna shut down the cloud.
all right, just turn it off now.
Jeez.
You guys don't like clouds.
I guess I don't have where this came out of, but the talk was that Microsoft demoed Halo 4 running on a PC and a Windows Phone via a video stream in playable form at an internal meeting.
Playing with Halo 4 on a Windows Phone.
And
Does that count as
playing the Xbox
playable?
game streamed video through.
Oh, with an Xbox controller, I assume.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine.
No, with the touch controls.
I mean, you know, it's a tech demo. Who knows? They even built any of that stuff. Which is interesting. I mean, you know, Sony's been out there kind of talking about the Gaikai stuff and that sort of video stream stuff for backwards compatibility, or, you know, what have you. They've been a little ambiguous about it, but
So is that article saying that they are streaming like Halo 4 from a server somewhere
from a server or from an Xbox hooked up to a hop-hog? I mean, who fucking knows?
I don't know. That seems like that seems different. If, you know, if you're talking about like the PS4 streaming to your Vita locally.
No. I'm talking about
Like
games coming from
pulling
the internet to your
okay.
PS4
and sending out info
or to your
pulling-
Vita, or,
okay.
you know, or something.
Yeah,
like that.
that
That's
seems more
That's what that Gaikai stuff is capable of.
Right.
If
So
they
that's
build that server infrastructure.
and that's what
kinda
this
on.
article is saying.
Yes, they showcase something like that. I think the Microsoft comment was like, "Hey, we show all kinds of fucking weird shit at our internal meetings. Some of it never comes out. Like, what the fuck, man?
Some of it does, and we never mean for it to.
Big week for internal meetings leading to
Where are we
fucking
going?
chaos."
Did they say that they have announced that the architecture for the Xbox 360 controller does not work on Xbox One? Right? It is a whole new
Right.
control. So,
They've adapted it's different wireless technology that they've tried to build for lower latency.
is there a new racing wheel coming out with Forza?
I don't think it's coming out with Forza,
Fuck that.
but I would assume, I
Sure
would
be
expect
great
that
if they
they
just-
do a wheel at some point. Maybe they'll do that sweet wireless wheel again.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm making wheel motions with my hand.
You have the 360 wheel, right?
Yeah.
That stinks. It won't work. I guess I don't expect it. To not have a wheel for launch. Wait, I guess I got a month.
I don't know.
it out.
Maybe they will make
Surprise us
extensions
and
for
say,
their
hey.
weird,
Yeah.
weird wheels and stuff, but
October
I
surprise.
was under the impression that yeah, it seemed like they were saying that certainly wireless stuff would not work because that had changed. Perhaps they would make
Still
exceptions
USB
for
ports and
wired.
everything, right?
Yeah. The fight stick that comes with Killer Instinct, or that you can get with a version of Killer Instinct, is USB.
Yeah. So no indication that my 360 racing wheel or even that my Logitech racing wheel would not work. Don't know either way.
I don't know if they've said anything one way or the other. I haven't been following it close enough, but that's a good question. You know, how Forza plays really well. Gamepad.
Executed.
I like some racing games with a gamepad.
Yeah.
Dirt. Like Dirt with a
Yeah.
gamepad.
Yeah. Some Persona news.
All right.
So they're working on that sequel to Persona 4 Arena, the fighting game, that kind of follow-up or whatever. It's currently still only announced for arcades and only announced for Japan. They got like 3 new characters, 1 all-new character and some Persona 3 guys coming to it. But they've announced the name of the game for Japan that I thought I would just relay here.
Hit me.
Persona 4 Ultimate, the Ultimax Ultra Suplex Hold.
Okay.
Yeah. That's probably the right name for that.
Who they got working on their localization? That's great.
All those guys are working on the new Sonic game now, so
I don't know.
this is just going to come over untouched.
I ran this through Google Translate. This is what I assume it says.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the Japanese name. The game's not been announced for the U.S. It's, you know, there were some people trying to call it Persona 4 Arena Climax. I don't know if that's anything real or not. That's still... I don't know that I like that any better. That's because it doesn't say suplex in it, so they're fucking up if they go with that.
Does that mean like Sega now is putting this out in arcades as well?
Well, Arc is the company that developed that arcade game alongside Atlas. So yeah, I mean Sega would be involved in some. This is already so far along, I think, for arcade release that, you know, who knows if it has a Sega logo when it comes out or not. But yeah, I would assume by the time they get around to doing some kind of home version, you know, Sega's involved in that process now. Yeah, great. Yeah,
fantastic.
There's some quote from the Yakuza dude saying like, "Yeah, we're not bringing Yakuza 5 to the West. There's just no plans for it. Just not. Nah."
Bowing out.
No one out there talking about Phantasy Star Online 2, which crashes my computer again because of fucking Game Guard, their stupid anti-cheat shit. They updated that to work with the Windows 8.1 preview, but now I'm running... Did I say this last week? I might have said but now...
I don't know where I am in the tale now. I'm so lost.
Real Windows 8.1 still... It just blue screens. It's the only thing I've ever seen blue screen Windows 8. Wow. They have a shitty, frowny face fucking emoticon on their blue screen.
Really?
It's fucking terrible.
Like
colon, frowny face.
I don't like
but it's in this big stretched out font. It just looks fucking stupid. Blue screen.
I wonder if anybody was
garbage.
I wonder if we were never supposed to see that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the only time I've seen it.
Jeez.
Trying to run this archaic, horrible anti-cheat crap. Also, there is a teaser online from Atlas and the Persona team. Some kind of reveal set for November 24th.
That's so far away.
Yeah.
That's like...
And they list a bunch of Japanese cities, which I don't know if that means that's where the reveals are going to take place, or if what product they're revealing takes place in those cities.
Is Inaba on that list?
No, it was like Tokyo. It was like, you know, it was like Tokyo. Like other cities in Japan.
Like real cities.
Shibuya.
Actually exist.
Yes. Shibuya.
Shinjuku.
Cities, man.
I don't know.
Not prefectures.
Train stations.
Yes.
Those are districts.
They're going to announce the game on the Yamanote line. Get on the yellow line and they'll just tell you about Persona 5. So I don't know.
Yamanote is green. Man,
is it?
On.
No.
Sorry. It's like a fluorescent
green. Yeah, well, what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, I don't
Look
know.
yellow to me.
Yeah, purple line.
Always will.
Well, that's exciting.
Could be. If you live in Japan.
Whatever, man. Import Persona 5.
Yeah, that'll go well. Or import Catherine 2.
Is that out?
No. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Who knows? We don't know.
I don't know.
And lastly, Grand Theft Auto Online is theoretically out now. As you're listening to this podcast.
Right.
It's probably broken.
Have you been able to get in?
It's so probably broken that they put out a
Comment
statement.
below and be sure to like and subscribe this video.
They put out a statement ahead of time saying, hey, expect it to maybe be broken.
Right. Yeah.
Because they've been doing such a bang-up job with that iPhone app and their social club
Have you messed with that at all?
I haven't been able to get it to work since launch day of the game.
I mean, they updated the app saying that they fixed connectivity problems.
They had the audacity to call it version 2.0.
Nice.
And say in the patch notes, fixes connectivity issues.
And
like exact same errors.
Huh.
Like, Chop is dead by now. He has starved to death.
I don't know. It doesn't.
It's probably stupid. I don't even know what you do with Chop in the game.
I don't either. Yeah, I mean, I took him for a walk once and went, well, that's stupid.
All the ballyhoo about, like, you can train Chop in the app and then it'll come over to the game. It's like, I don't even... What's Chop for? Nothing. Who cares?
He will help you find hidden stuff.
Okay.
That is
What's hidden?
One thing, they're collectibles.
Read the achievement list; it'll tell you.
No, they're all secret.
There's some
Not the ones for
Collectibles.
yeah.
The thing I wanted was the custom license plate.
Oh, out of the app.
You can reserve
Right,
a license
yeah,
plate that nobody else can use.
Yeah, I didn't realize
But I
that
can't
those
get in
were,
there and do it.
Yeah, I didn't realize those were unique
Yeah.
plates. That's kind of a bummer. All the good ones are probably gone.
Yeah.
Buttholes, or
Yeah, the good ones.
yeah, the good ones. I have to play Bumper Stumpers. It's my favorite game show. So.
Buttholes.
No, this is,
Buttholes. No, not this time.
this
either.
license plate you might see in the Valley. Buttholes.
Buttholes. Nope, still not a butthole.
Come play with me.
The Face Doctor.
Oh, sure,
there you go.
sure. That's what they call me. GTA Online appears like it'll have some microtransactions.
What can I buy?
But you can buy money. You can buy GTA bucks with your real bucks.
What's the conversion? Finally, I'll get to know.
It's like $20 to 8 billion GTA bucks. I don't know. They've rejiggered the economy in terms of like how much weapons cost, how much cars cost, and
For the online.
for GTA Online compared to the single player game. And your single player money doesn't come in, so all that stock stuff you've done, pointless.
Why? Why?
Because they want some kind of economy for their GTA Online stuff. I don't know.
Because they don't want the guys going in there with $2.3
Right,
billion.
exactly, per character or something like that. Just like twinking.
Oh.
They don't want to twink their GTA Online characters
Well,
with hella fat guns.
Now I understand.
Yeah.
What if they Care Bear?
Yeah.
Character?
That's, yeah.
What if they nerf him?
What if? I don't want to have this conversation anymore.
What is that game?
What is GTA Online?
Yeah.
I think you can shoot other human players. You drive cars.
I'm excited
Why?
for it.
I don't
I'm
know.
excited for it. I'm excited to see what's in it.
Yeah, I watched that trailer and went like, that looks ambitious, but I don't know if that's anything I want to actually play. So
I'll be curious to see how much you actually have to interact with the other players. Do you have to squatty up and go do stuff, or you just run around and shoot people's cars and fuck with them while they're trying to drive?
Or will other people be in some kind of multiplayer match and you'll just run in and go, hey, I got these sticky bombs.
And, blah, 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 and I just crashed this plane into your heist.
Right.
While you're trying to get money out of an ATM?
While you're trying to get money.
Yeah.
Giant bomb.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, come back.
Yeah.
Or we are seeing. We've already seen. We saw. We got a live stream that'll probably have happened before this podcast goes up. But hey, who knows?
That'll definitely have happened.
We'll know more
Unless
about
I
that.
edit the podcast sooner and get it up earlier.
Then that's happening.
What the fuck, man?
Could be happening right now.
Yeah, you can be missing it.
I just
scored back because we're playing Windjammers because GTA Online is broken.
I lost.
That's right. I'm the best Windjammer.
Brad, do you want to play? Did you ever play Windjammers?
Flying power disc.
When you bounce it off the
It's like frisbee
ground
pong.
stuff.
Neo Geo?
Yeah.
What?
It's not a windsurfing game?
No.
There's a net, and your guys are on either side. I think there's a net. Is there a net? There's a line. Something.
There's a line. Yeah.
There's a line.
It's like Pong, except you're throwing a frisbee back and forth between two characters.
And each guy has a special move. Each character's got a special
Yeah,
move.
each
right?
character has a special move.
Yeah.
And
I feel like the pool hall where I grew up had, like, no lie, like 9 MVS cabinets.
crazy.
All full.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've seen every Neo Geo game in existence.
I feel like I've never seen Windjammer.
But I can't call this game to mind.
Yeah, Windjammers.
Oh wait.
You died.
It's no Bang Bead. Actually, it's better than Bang Bead.
Looks like volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And the last thing, I guess, Steam family sharing. We forgot to talk about that.
Did we?
Yeah.
We've tried that out.
We've tried it out.
Yeah, I need to go put my thing on the thing like
Yeah.
you guys did.
Whoa.
Put your thing up in that thing.
So now it's in some
So Brad
beta.
and I both have access to the Steam family sharing. You guys
You
still
shared.
don't.
You shared. What are your experiences?
It's interesting. It is not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was, they talked about adding devices, but I thought it would be something you would still add remotely. Like, I want to add these other players to
Yeah.
my circle.
Like an account or something.
Yeah, I want to add this account, and this account can share my library.
Yeah.
But instead, it seems like it's far more built for like that Xbox One family sharing scenario that they were talking about, where you would have multiple people with different accounts in the same household. So it almost seems like it's more like you have your account with your saves, with your fucking Dota rating and all this other shit. You don't want someone else who lives with you to fuck that all up. And Dota's a little different because it's free to play, so who kind of cares? But in other games,
my Marlo Briggs.
So if so basically, like when I log in and I have access to the beta, I can say I want this machine. I want to share my library with this machine, and that makes it so anyone else logging into that machine can play my games.
Unless you're logged in.
Unless I am logged in somewhere else playing a game. I can be logged in, but if I'm playing a game...
Any game.
Not just